stream. I don't know. I mainly wanted to use this as a little, like, internet diary thing right now. Mainly because I can't sleep. I've got a lot in mind, but nobody will listen. And obviously not everyone, or you don't need somebody to necessarily listen, but I just feel crazy if I were just to, like, vocally say it out loud, just on my own lonesome. And so I got the YouTube stream up and going, so this is also kind of safe through there. But let's lower this down. I need my music that's for, like, brainwave shit. I don't want to climb this tree. This was naturally generated, crazily enough, I think. At least I remember it being. There. Boom. Sorry, I like you staring at the moon with this texture pack and the shader shit. It looks really nice, really calming. Nonetheless, I've been laying down, and I was going through some of my old stuff because I'm looking for a picture of a Bakugan that I did, like a goofy little photo shoot. I think it's my Twitter PFP if I'm not wrong. But I had bought in that little Bakugan, Drago, the first version of him. I bought him for like 40-50 bucks since it was Gen 1, and I missed my old Gen 1. I had lost it growing up as a kid, and it made me really sad. And so I had bought another one with my funny adult money at that time, around 2022, and said fuck it. And the reason I also bought it from the seller in particular was because of the description he put on eBay for it. It was so cute. He said some shit like, the magnet's broken, so he's a little shine coming out, giving the fucking thing some personification. And I was like, ugh, I cannot not buy it now. I'd be fucking stupid to pass off on something like this. I love it. And so I've been going through my gallery and rereading some old stuff. I was still on the team during this time, and crazy. That was when I went to the park and there was Demon Slayer stickers on a car parked next to us. I remember this was when Texas put that ban for, like, anime stickers and shit. Whatchamacallit? Not Pip. But they didn't ban anime stickers entirely. They had made it so if a character looked like a minor or anything like that, they would, it was a bad thing. I think you get fined or something. And there's a video of Pip. Oh, you can hear it a little bit. Let me see if the mic actually picks it up. No. That's my baby boy. I miss him so much. Yeah, that little fucking asshole. Love him, but he was an asshole. He always knew when he could sense when I was sad and I was just bed rotting, and he would be out and about with supervision, and he would climb down to where I was, like, laying down and just crawl on my head until I got up so he could play. So I would usually play with him by sitting at the desk, and he loved being on, like, this here, the same desk, and I would hide my hands in between and, like, do that, or I don't know if it picks it up, but I would, like, crawl around and, like, make little tippy tap sounds, and he'd fucking follow it until he finally figured out it was my hand, and he'd get really happy and jump up and down. Well, not jump up and down, but do a little head thing. this was when global chat was still a thing on Overwatch, and someone named Kitty put, I know you hate this, but would you be okay getting into my friend's stream on Twitch TV/Unic? Don't be mean. And I was on PS2 at the time, and I just typed, I'm going to be extremely mean. I didn't join the fucking thing, obviously, but... Oh, the little mushroom people Chinese figures that I wanted. I should get some of them. They're really cute desk things. Yep, that's me hitting Masters in the top 500. But... Nah. The old home. Fuck, sorry. The trailer park I used to live in, I have a picture of it that Google Maps still has up to this day that shows when we lived there with our shitty little van and fucking Taurus and everything. The Grand Dam 2014. This was uploaded on Google. We definitely weren't there around then, but no. Of course I did. What account was this on? This was when competitive had numbers to it. So I was 3,421 on DPS. And I think I had got in place that on this fresh account. And so then I just got masters and kept going from there for a little bit, but never reached a DM or higher. It's tanked that I reached top 500. Oh, this was when I did the D&D stuff with Boss Run. This was how I set up my shit. Ugh. Yeah, and in the corner where I would place the PC. You know, when I used to play with Gib on Monster Hunter Rise, we had that PC set up right on the top the corner of the room, and I would have to stand up while playing because it was on top of this really high drawer. Oh no, my old Apex fucking hours. That's embarrassing. When I used to play Octane. Oh no, this was Apex Mobile when it came out. No one was playing that shit, so I got first place pretty easily. Minecraft Mobile. Yeah, I would play this on my own. But no, I think there's a screenshot of Burrito's little sister's house because she wanted to play Minecraft with me. Because for some reason she like enjoyed my company, even though like I had never really talked to her. She liked my name. And for some reason, that was enough for her to be like, I like this person. And so she asked me if I would join her on Minecraft. And I told Burrito to tell her, like, yeah, for sure. Like, I'm down. I wanted to be nice, and so I did. And she built like a little dirt hut. And she was just asking me, like, do you like it? And Burrito would talk for me because there was an instance where she finally heard how I sounded. And my voice was a lot more raspier at that time. And so she got kind of spooked, which I don't blame her, I didn't take no offense. But Burrito would speak for me, and she would call me... Oh my god, she had a nickname for me instead of calling me Madly. Sorry, I'm putting like music. No, what the fuck, getting ready. The world stops for a second is what I want. Trying to get more like ambient music because it helps me kind of like relax and think. Yeah, what a fucking coward. Okay, so we read some stuff. But I don't remember the nickname she gave me. But it definitely started with like Madly something. I think it was like Maddie at some point, because and no, Brita would use me as leverage if she ever like misbehaved and whatnot. For some reason, I don't know why, she like really like liked me and like saw me as a figure of authority, even though I didn't do shit. I just existed. It was adorable though. It was I really like loved interacting with her, playing Minecraft with all of them. And no, especially because growing up as a kid, I didn't really have like friends and nothing like that to play games with, and I was happy to do that for somebody else, especially growing up as that kid, because it'll become a core memory that they'll learn from and be happy, and love doing that for people. Kind of why I'm the way I am with my little sister. With any opportunity that I get, that I earn something or anything, I always want her to experience it, because I grew up not being able to experience much of what I have now and what I'm getting to. And it makes me happy, because she deserves to live something better than what we did. Oh yeah, this is another picture of the global chat in Overwatch 1. And someone put their whole fucking phone number. I called it, and I didn't get an answer. But, should I call it right now? No. But, no, I'm going through these things. I also got a picture of my old Discover Weekly, how it used to look like around June 6, 2022. There's a picture of me helping the people in special ed. Yeah, that was such a sweet moment. Brief, short story of it was Miss. Fuck, her name was the name of her last name was the name of that Pizza Box brand. Like, I always called her Red Robin, but I'll just call her Mrs. Red, I guess. Mrs. Red was having a really stressful week, and her birthday was coming up, and I always helped the teachers that were doing special ed, because I would sit in the back of the classroom doing my work while they did their thing with their class, because I wasn't in special ed, but the teacher who would help me with like my homework was the main special ed teacher, Mr. Howard. Fucking love Mr. Howard. And it's still on Kill Feed Overwatch. I thought it was on Cozy. Let me fix that if I can. Sometimes it crashes. Fuck, my glasses. But I should swap over here if it hasn't already. Let me see. There you go. But Mrs. Red was having a really bad week. She was really stressed out of her mind, and one of the kids in the class had just gotten in a big fight and argument with another kid, to the point where he had thrown a desk across the room, and I was trying to be generous, because he was complaining about the fact that he couldn't get seconds for breakfast in the morning, and I don't eat at school. They give me my breakfast, and I usually give it away, so I give it to him, thinking like, hey, I'm doing a good deed, like it'll calm him down, and like he'll be okay. Then sure, he grabs the chocolate milk they gave me, and he throws it on the fucking ground. Security guard comes in, and he starts fucking tussling, and he reaches for his taser, and immediately gets arrested and this weird fucking day. And, well, Mrs. Red was already having a terrible week. That didn't make it any better. She kind of cried a bit in the bathroom, came back with her makeup messed up, and I had overheard not long ago that her birthday was coming up, and I asked her, like, oh, do you normally do anything for your birthdays? And she's like, yeah, my mom and I usually go out and whatnot. And I told her, like, that's really sweet. Like, what, do you normally ask for, like, a cake flavor or some sort of, like, got a favorite or something? I was trying to build it up to something. And she's like, yeah, I love red velvet, and I was like, okay. So for a week, I kept that in mind, and I got her a gift. And her gift was, I got her a birthday card with a little kitty cat saying, you rock, happy birthday. And then I got her the cake. And her gift, I believe, was like a bracelet made of like one of her favorite stones. And no, I brought her all that, and she got really happy to the point where she like hugged me really hard, and she started crying, telling me that is the sweetest thing anyone has ever done for her. I was like, holy shit, really? I didn't cuss. I'm a man of God. I can't cuss in school. I'm lying. But, God, look at that. How fucking pretty that is. But she got really happy, and she started crying and hugging me, and it was adorable. It was a nice little moment. I was really happy to be able to make her day, let alone her week, as she said. And she got so excited that she ended up calling her mom to let her know that I had done, like, I had given her a gift, a card, and a cake, and wanted her to have a good day, considering how hard the week has been, let alone maybe the month, I don't know. Yeah, it was adorable. I was really happy to be able to do something like that for someone like her. She deserved it. And no. And then, oh yeah, I got to talk to the mom too, which was so fucking goofy. It made me really happy to the point I cried when I got home because, I don't know, it felt nice. It made me happy to make someone else happy. But the mom was like, what's your name, young man? And I was like, oh, Art. Nice to meet you. You are an absolute angel. You know that? You know what? And she tells her daughter, like, give him another hug for me. You are amazing. Thank you so much for what you do. And blah, blah, blah. I was like, no problem. She deserves it as much as anyone else. So it makes me happy to put a smile on someone's face. And she just goes, oh, what a sweet boy. And blah, blah, blah. And so it was a good day. Made me really happy. But I was more happy to make someone else happy. It was beautiful, and I hope she's doing well nowadays. I wish I could wear hats. Another screenshot from my Discover Weekly back then. This was... fuck it, clicked on it. June 12th. Let's listen to it. Could wear hats. I think I remember what this sounds like. And you can assume the lyrics are as what you'd expect. Oh, yeah. Okay. Continuing my search for that Bakugan photo. Overwatch 2 beta begins June 28th, 2022. I was in there. A bunch of old Minecraft photos. I think this was from the World 333. Yeah, because I got Candy or Cat Blue. Took me a while, but kind of made me sad. I made that server in hopes that like we would all play together, but they didn't really give a shit. They mainly wanted to play Overwatch, and I think at that time I had quit briefly. Or I had installed it or something. Apollo. Yeah, this is when Apollo didn't like me. He was giving me the stank eye. But he was a good dog. Love him. Tower A. What is this? Oh, my old controller with the paddles on the back. The corners. Oh, this is what... That's when you started using TikTok. 2022, huh? No, I would... No. This is a shipping label. Because I broke my controller and I had warranty. Canon WWE W40. Oh, fuck. Yeah, this is another global chat thing, and I had asked if anyone had music recommendations, and someone said Angel Maker, it's deathcore. And then they said what song, but they never replied because I think they got a game and lost them. Not gonna listen to these. Not ghosting you. By Carson Elliott. No. I remember I showed this song to Gib and she really liked it. It was The Detail by Delta Sheep. And then Forget It by Screw You Nick. I think this one's really edgy. Screw You by... I forgot the name. No, it was Screw You Nick and Forget It. Oh, maybe it's not on Spotify anymore. I'm not seeing it here. Oh wow, yeah, no it's not. Forget It, Screw You Nick. Maybe, might I misspelling something? Forget It. Screw You. Oh, okay, Jet and Nito. Is it like a really hidden song? No. It's not on Spotify anymore. Eesh, that sucks. How many of it's in my Discover Weekly likes? It must have been decent. I never found that song that I wanted from TikTok. This was when I was building the PC. Oh, I got an ad from someone. Oh, this is the fucking offer I got to get paid to play with the team. I've been wanting to find this for so fucking long. This was Hello Madly. Due to the global epidemic of coronavirus, our company is recruiting part-time employees. Part-time jobs are easy to do right on your phone. Part-time job is done. And then... yeah, and then the salary was $20 to $200. All I had to do was attend along with like help them with shit. Huh, it seems more like a home offer. Never mind. This was when Stories 2 was coming out, Monster Hunter. Oh wow. Bunch of old fucking videos that I liked. Oh, I remember this. I like this song because I wouldn't reply to people like quickly. Look at that, chicks, Jesus Christ. kaleidoscope. This kaleidoscope that I wanted back in July 16th, 2022. Oh, Ginger. So I had Minecraft shaders. Was playing horror games on my own. Testing the software out. Women want fish me, fear me. Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot about these. Oliver. I miss Oliver so much. Hope she's doing well. Nice kitty cat. God, when I do this little photo shoot of this Bakugan shit, I was really hoping on finding it. This is Bostrom. I was mad quiet tonight. Might be I just don't like the echo, so I mute myself until it goes away. Until Mal goes away, you can't just call them. Oh. Bostrom. Because every time Mal and I were in, every time Matt would join, it would echo. And so I would mute myself so they wouldn't have to endure that. Because I always felt bad. These are all old songs that I never listened to. No Other Girl by Yosku, apparently. No, it's not here, so. Goddamn, look at that. Wish there was a way to hide hot and shit. Okay. Oh, that's when Dali was going popular. I remember this song. I used to like it a lot. Oh, Candy sending me a screenshot of her liking her own shit because she thought it was funny. Sounds about right. God damn, I remember listening to all of this shit. I mean, yeah, it's all saved for a reason. Oh, fuck yeah, it's Oreos dipped in water, but you don't take them out of the water. I still can't find my Bakugan photo shoot. September 11th. It's just a bunch of pictures of Fairy Resort. Or like, you know. I thought it was funny. All my Smurf accounts. Crazy. What is this? Birthdays that will be taken before October. Yeah, my birthday's on there, but I don't know what it meant at the time. Oh, this is when I used to read a lot of comics. Yeah, there's a lot of things here that I haven't thought about in a while. Was this when Rockstar used my fucking picture for Red Dead? I don't think so. Fate series. I remember I wanted to watch that with you. I have a screenshot that put them in order. Oh, yeah, this is when Gib wanted me to watch that anime, the something dragons, fuck. It was pretty good, but I got really busy and I just forgot to pick it right back up and I felt really bad. Candy and Hammer started talking more and more, and she wanted me to send them shit to be goofy. Reported garbage taking your zone this days. Oh, my #1 fan. Oh no. these existed back then too. I just took a screenshot of this because it said madly. And it says, POV, your crush is madly obsessed with you after using this sound. 3 notifications to claim. I didn't have a crush at the time. Yeah, I didn't care. Like, I'm staying away from, like, dating heavily. Because, 6 years ago. No. I was 21. This was 4 years ago. I was 4 years when that happened. But this dude named Ryuko Matoi, he was a Spanish speaker, and every time we got in a game, he just targeted my ass because, oh fuck, further context, I ran into him in a game on Circuit Royale. Overwatch 2 was already pretty much out, and he accused me of MK while playing Widow. And he kept calling me out in the chat, and people were calling him stupid because it's not true. And then even I, like, joined in, and I was trying to be goofy, being like, dog, love you, but it ain't. My controller's, like, squeaking and shit. And he was just, like, saying shit like, fuck you, and, like, I hope you die, and very butchered English, and it was goofy. And then he sent me a message personally saying, reported garbage, take care in your zone this days. Word for word. And I thought it was so fucking goofy. But I kept running into him so much after that interaction, and it was so goofy because after a while he stopped hating me. He genuinely liked me. And so he would send me messages saying like, I hope you're doing good and blah blah blah, and I'm like, hey, you too. No hate, right? And he's like, no, I love you. I don't think I could find those messages if I wanted to anymore. I think that would be in my main chat because I moved them there. He was so fun, so goofy. Ryuko. No, I don't have a lot of people on here, so. This was recently. Velocity. He might have changed his name to. There's someone here who got banned. So I hope it's not him. It could be because he was an asshole. He wouldn't be here. These are all like scrim shit now. Yeah. I hope he's doing well, nonetheless. I would stream Minecraft so I can get the coordinates off of the stream because I was too lazy. God, such goofy fucking times. Really do hope Ryuko is doing well. Sure, he was mean and told me to kill myself, but he's misunderstood. Poor guy. That FNAF? Would you know? I forget the name of the band. I didn't check. Michael something. No, it's still on Spotify. Cue it up. No. Oh, screenshots from Monster Hunter World. Screenshots from this world. I made this in 2022. And I remember what was going on at this time. God damn, it turned bright really quick. raining. This is main spawn in this world. There's me on mobile, taking a screenshot of me on Xbox. Oliver. This is D&D night. I didn't know you here yet at all. December 22nd. But the Bakugan should be coming up here soon. I hope. Trying to see if I can find anything else in terms of like chats. No, Oliver. And she would peek her little head out the window and I would just call her, whisper her name, Oliver. She would peek her head back at me. Adorable. Let me see. This is when I play Pokemon Violet or something. I would help people with raids. Not Pip. I hope you're doing well up there, big guy. Miss him. Oh, yeah, this was to catch the shiny fish. This is 2023 now. Message requests on Messenger. Yeah, I know what territory I'm heading towards now, but Bakugan should be here. I went out to play Overwatch for Gibbs' account because she wanted some of the skins that were out at the time. Ow. Be looking for a new chair. I hate to skip this day because I like how everything looks, but Phantoms. Okay. I should be able to just make a perch on top of my own house and should be okay there. No, I lied. Surprised we're getting on here, if anything. Yeah, fuck it, we just go back on top of the tree. About time to keep searching. I don't think this is a picture I took. The blown up wheel. When I first got my wireless charger. Bunch of Minecraft stuff. Kennedy. Used to know somebody named Kennedy. I don't think that's them though. This is when I first started streaming. February 10th. That's not true. I'm sure there's more than that. Looking. Yeah, pictures of myself. Really disliked, but yeah, fuck it. Just wanted to see how it looked, but God, what is all this? Oh, the list of horror games I found on Roblox that I really wanted to play. I was gonna play them with Candy, but this was around the time her and Hammer started getting together, and I didn't want to bother her. So I just kind of left it be. The Fool. You like that song. I remember you taking it. Dream SMP fucking ugh. Really pretty flat. March. That one kid who came onto my stream asking for coaching, but I want to say it was Splash on like an alt account of some sort, because it was fishy. My Way. A lot of songs that I took from TikTok back then, but I never actually listened to. But this one doesn't have a name specifically, so maybe I wanted to go back to it. I just never bothered. Sounds about right. Oh yeah, this was fucking ball parkour. And I was really bored this night, April 3rd, 2023. And someone named Be Cool texted me and said, madly, I said, hi, how mad would you be if I kicked you? And I said, I mean, it's Overwatch. And he said, well, fair enough. And I said, if you need space or something, I don't mind. And he said, no, I just want to be funny. I was like, alright, no biggie. Oliver sitting on that little box. Little Nas X private account tried following me, because that was definitely him. What was this? Oh yeah, this was Dinosaur RP. Or well, it was that dinosaur game, Path of Titans. It was Gib, Jasper, and I. We were all playing, and everyone was just so nice. And so I typed in chat like, "Hey, can you guys start like being like mean? Like I want to feel like I'm playing Overwatch." And then someone typed, "Hey Madly, you're a meanie." I'm like, "Okay, great." Now I had cuss words, and he said, "Madly, you're a asterisk, meaning motherfucker." And someone replied to that saying, "Glad we can represent the good ones." And I put, there you go, feels like Overwatch now. And then they replied, the person who was like supposedly being mean replied with, if everyone becomes racist, it'll feel like God. And I just replied with, bet, who's starting? So stupid. Here we got more. I have to unlock the spot and put down extra room I bought. Dang, did you invite Austin? No, you guys should swap to group chat. Yeah, it's fucking people randomly talking in world chat in that game. Oh my god, that was great. God, no. That was fun. No, this is when I got my license. Or not my license, my ID. I needed it in order to move here. Which I should have had ages ago before this, but life was never really that easy. Yeah, sorry, that should make me laugh a little hard and my eyes hurt. But God, no. It's fucking great. So fucking fun. I don't think I'll ever play that game again, but it was fun. Being goofy. Grey's Anatomy being the one piece of white woman. Oh fuck, I have this disc in my closet still. I didn't find it. Yeah, oh, this was adorable. April 30th. I know you and I were already talking around this time, but yeah, I don't think I was screenshot though. Cause how do you say? I think we were like on and off, but mostly just texting a lot. But I had the screenshot when I was streaming FNAF Security Breach, and this little kid, he came in there asking me for help because he was stuck on the elevator part that was bugged out for Xbox at the time. And this is him saying this, but he said, "Oh no, I don't save now. I'm all the way back to Moon Guy." And I replied, "We'll feel that. You got this. They'll just keep making him clean up easy." And he said, "Well, the problem is that he is running around above me like crazy, but I seem to be invisible for him, and now I'm hiding, but seeing the shine of red glowing eyes is concerning, especially when he's not supposed to know where I'm at." I replied, "It's just trying to scare you. Just don't stand near the walls, since it still counts as him getting you because his arm pokes out." And he said, "Then would it be safer to jump and get him to clean up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just get every pile of cans before doing generators. It takes him a while to clean. As long as you hear him yell clean up, he'll still be doing it." And he's like, "Okay, I'm on the last generator." I said, I got you. I believe in you. You got this." And he was able to finally get through it. What a sweet interaction. But, no. The fucking picture I took of when I met someone in Overwatch named Art. And I said, "Love your name, Art." And he replied with, "I love you." And we just put two little hearts. Goofy. Elytreon as a Ramattra. You and I were already talking here. I took these pictures to send to you about like what I was doing. Then I had GM5 again, and you felt bad because you thought you were holding me back, but I told you no, like I did it on purpose. Game name intrusive. This is when I was playing on Gibbs' account. They wanted me to switch off a ball to Ryan, and they said GG. I said, "We are winning?" GG's. Yeah, what a bunch of fucking weirdos. What's this? Oh, someone's sending the engine part that they needed in match chat. Yeah, when Bridget got the kitty cat's a really nice tree. I have a lot of screenshots of people talking to me here. Oh, this person just signed the F flirting me over and over. Are you upset? Oh, I remember this one. Someone called me a cheater on Hanzo, and he said, "LOL, Hanzo, that's 3 times you cheater reported, huh?" I just replied with, "Were you upset because I can aim?" They were playing Sombra, and I figured them out. Yeah, this was when I met you. And we started playing more. I lost my 50-50. Actually, I don't know if you know what that means. You were explaining Genshin to me. I said win-loss ratio, and you said I would assume so, kind of. Look it up about explaining things, and I'm like, that 1 second, I'm like, oh, MOBA stuff. The pools you get for characters. I did a decent amount of research on Genshin just to understand what you were saying to me. Just because I don't know Genshin. I didn't know it at all. I feel really bad, and I didn't want you to explain or, exhaust yourself doing so. Because, the internet is available to me just as much as it is for anybody else, and I wanted to save you the trouble. I remember this. I remember I had to rank to gold on purpose to show you that you're not keeping me down And I made it all the way back to Masters 5. I don't know why, I think I'm fucking funny with this shit. But someone said fucking match chat, and I said don't say that. It's so stupid, but it makes me Google, and that's all that matters. This is when we played, we were here, or not we were here together, and I mapped out what you were telling me by hand. This is when we got the apartment. Look how clean and shiny that looks. Still is clean and shiny, it's just more stuff in here. I think this is when I went to go help my mom put a battery in her car because hers fucking patooed. Someone named Shrimpy telling me I love you. But this is around the time where they... Oh, my sister offering a pot. No, sorry, oops. Sister was offering a crock pot, and I was telling her, like, for free, and she was like, no. I was like, well, I got $3 right now, I don't know what you want me to do. But, nah, I thought it was funny. Is this when we played fucking Cold War? It is, yeah. Me giving you shit for playing Genshin. And then I showed you a clip with Candy and you wanted to meet Candy. And I said, yeah, she's a mall. Now times change, huh? I'm giving you the confidence to shut talk people back. Great whip. While you're diving in sync with me, I hate this game. I replied that I liked to somebody that I had dinner because they wanted a group with me. The infamous prop hunt clip. This is when you and I played Roblox, but you did it on mobile. And it was so fucking goofy. Because, before you had joined me, I ran into someone named Mr. fucking Beast, and yeah, I just thought it was funny, and I started taking a bunch of pictures around him. Anyways, I should not be going through these. Makes me happy, but at the same time, I can't do that. So, going back to looking for the Bakugan, and if it wasn't 2022, then it must have been 2021, and that stuff arrived at the end of it. This is December. And it came around January something, which is what I was looking for. December. Yep, we were living with Bridget, my dad. Not my dad. Oh, I found him. Here we go. I have 2 good pictures I took with professional camera since I had a little photo shoot with him. I just need to edit this later on before bed. And then clear out the background, turn it into a PNG. Shouldn't be too hard. But no, I mainly wanted to go down memory lane for a bit for those good things. Because it made me happy. They were great. Now I need to change this too. Crazy. But now, that time was wacky. Before meeting you, it was everywhere. Life was weird. I was spiraling hard. I'm gonna be just completely honest and say that I was not doing well. And I've told you about it before. Because everything around that time period was bad, and I was barely trying to get myself back up on my feet, and I was doing well. Which is why I took a chance in knowing you, because I guess if I'm being completely honest, I tried avoiding it at first. But I really enjoyed your company. It made me really happy, just not only being wanted, but being around. Like the friendship itself was really nice. I loved it with everything I had, and I questioned it a lot at first. Because I was thinking about it, I was like, am I just lonely and I'm making friends with, like, people because of it? But I wasn't. I had people around me. I was constantly having to interact with people, if anything, and it would get pretty exhausting at times because I didn't want to, but I had to, and I was grieving my dad still. Obviously, I mean, he had just passed the September before, September 22nd. And it was really stupid of me. It was really stupid. I put myself in that mindset where I felt really numb. I became a husk. Because with everything that was going on, I needed to help everybody around me. I was afraid of them getting hurt or misguided or everything. I was more worried about their safety than mine. I mean, my plan, to be fair, was when getting out of mom's was to look for dad and look for answers and kind of just find my way around while everyone got somewhere safe. And I didn't have time to process the old man, to process everything that I was told and what I found out, because I was the one that made a huge initiative to call on the stations and the morticianers and shit like that, or funeral people, and trying to get more information from the city and like death certificate and whether he was being cremated or buried in an open casket. And I talked to family in my site that I haven't heard in from ages, and it was so tiring. It was so tiring. And I was doing all of that while making sure everyone made it somewhere safe. And I just didn't really care for me because I knew I'd be okay. I always find a way. And when I had met you, everything had settled, thankfully. And I was worried of how you'd look at me. Because I always got in a lot of the same thing over and over. Just from the sound of my voice, I sound very distressed, or sometimes I even got I sounded like a fucking asshole, and it made me scared. And no, but I enjoyed the friendship a lot. It was fun, it was great, it was exciting, we learned things, and we were very connected to an extent that I would have never expected. You know, not every day you get somebody's favorite food of choice is cheese. Everything felt right. And I was able to manage getting to know you while grieving at the same time. I mean, hell, one of our talks one night when I was throwing my blanket up and letting it hit my face was about that. It was about grief. And I'll never forget it because it was a special night to me. It made me happy even though we were sad. And I cried to you telling you that. You know, and I'm sad because I'm afraid that people will look at me in the light I tend to look at myself. And with everything I have going on, I just feel like such a burden, and I find myself having a hard time to surround myself with people who know me. And I avoided it. I avoided the confrontation of those feelings. I avoided everything that had to do with anything that involved myself. All because I was afraid. And I remember you cried for me. And you told me that you understood how that felt. And you were sympathetic towards it. And as we got done with that talk, you started sniffling again. And I asked you, are you okay? And you said, I just feel bad because I feel like my responses aren't good compared to yours. And I stopped you so fast and I told you, don't compare yourself to me. The worst thing you can do is compare yourself to somebody and expect yourself to be that somebody when you yourself are already good as is. I promise you. Give yourself credit. From time to time, I know it's hard because of what you may feel and what you may think about yourself, but you deserve to be proud of you because I know I am. So it's okay. And then you ended that with saying, you've got me, but who's got you? And that hit me hard that night. That one really hit me. But I knew the answer, and I told you. The answer was, I've got me. I've always got me. I know it gets tough. It's hard, and I get tired, I get exhausted, I'll fall, I'll fuck up, and I'll feel like absolute dog shit. I didn't like the way I said absolute, but I told you, no matter how hard things get for me or how difficult and whatnot, you can always count on me finding a way. I'll always find a way. no matter what. That's a promise I made myself. Even now, because I'll be completely honest, I'm not having a great time mentally. I've been through the gutter again, and it sucks, you know? And I won't lie, you'll never see this. I don't expect anybody to. But I wish you were here with me. And not because you were some kind of resolution to my problems and whatnot, but because you were great. You were amazing, and you didn't judge me. You didn't see me differently when I was having my issues. And I know I never, took them out on you or anything like that, because obviously, fuck that. I ain't like that. But you saw me for who I was, and you gave me something that I will always cherish. You allowed me to be me, you allowed me to be free, and you gave me the perspective of not caring sometimes. I know we both struggled with our own things, but no. I miss your company. Not because you could fix me. Only I could fix me. And that was always the truth to begin with. And I know it sounds stubborn for me to say that. Say that and make it sound like it's only me, and it's not like that at all. It's more of so, only I know what's wrong, and only I know where to go, how to go by it, and all that. I'll struggle like hell. That's the truth. I always am going to struggle, whether it be expressing or showing emotion. But that's okay. I'd rather struggle and learn than not to. Man, it comes to no surprise that it fucking sucks to do so in general. To feel that way, to have to endure and understand and learn, because it just, I don't know. It feels like the equivalent of getting bruised and, that bruise hurting over time and kind of letting it heal on its own. It's never easy. It's never meant to be easy. Some people, it takes a longer time, and others it doesn't take long at all. But to those who it doesn't take long at all, I feel like it's very situational. Not only that, I also feel like they're also probably just avoiding whatever issue and feeling so they wouldn't have to feel what it is, and not the best way to go by things, but who's to say how you should go by things? Who's to say anything of how you should heal? You know yourself at the end of the day, and that's all that matters. But no, honestly, I'm questioning a lot. I have been for a while. I'm not really happy in myself and a lot of things. Naturally, man, it sucks because I feel really lost right now. I've kind of lost my sense of self. But at the same time, I'm aware enough to know who I am, and it's a struggle. And it was the same feeling I felt before I even met you. You know, going through that grief of just avoiding and feeling like I have to kind of put this shoulder facade to help everybody around me, and then months later it caught up and I fell apart completely. And I knew you at this point. I just never told you. And I felt bad that I never told you because we were really close already, and I was embarrassed. And obviously I don't have to, but I had a really bad nightmare the night before of what I'm mentioning. And I woke up just feeling like shit throughout my entire day, to the point where like I realized what the nightmare was about and what it pertained to subconsciously, and I figured it out, and it made me so deeply sad. I started crying. I was home alone. We were living with Bridget, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. And so I laid in bed, and my heart was just pounding out of my chest. I felt like I was in survival mode. It's not a pun to the game. But point is that I just felt horrible. I felt sick, and I started realizing that I haven't helped myself. And then I got sad, I got scared, and I called Mom. And she was thankfully like 5 minutes away. And as I got into the truck, I was only sobbing before, but as soon as I got into that truck with her, I couldn't stop crying. And I just looked her in the eyes and I told her I miss Dad. Like, for the first time in these 6 months that has passed, I didn't know how much I missed Dad. And she hugged me tightly. She started crying, and she's like, I know, me too. And I was just telling her, like, I've been so busy with helping everybody around me that I forgot about myself, Mom. And she just looked at me, and she's like, you can't do that. Like, it's gonna mess with you. And I told her, like, I know, but it's hard. I see people struggling in the positions I am, and although maybe I'm so stuck in the mud of it all, I want to help them, no matter how foolish it may seem, but it's what I want to do. Yeah, that's what my heart tells me, and after that I started learning more self-care and whatnot, and picked up a lot. But God, just the process of it all is confusing. Grief kicking in months later because I avoided the feeling is just horrible. And I'm not an avoidant myself. If anything, I'm more of an anxious type of person, and I say that with no like proud intention because I hate it. But I've been studying on it, and I've been reading, learning, watching films, and like psychology fucking classes on YouTube about it, and it's been great. It's been helpful, but self-discovery sometimes just makes you more sad, because understanding the actions you take and why you do them, and that realization is just, it's rough, because you're aware of why. you're aware of where it came from. Whether it be a moment of like treating those how you want to be treated, or doing selfless acts because you just want to feel good about something or anything like that, you know? It's a lot. And it can take a heavy toll on anybody, and that's the rough part of things. But anyways, that was a rough part of my life, and I knew you at this time. I didn't tell you about it because there's no because. There's no good reason. I think the because is more of just, I felt like, well, for one, it wasn't really important to bring up, and for two, it's just something I needed to deal with. So it's like my own journey, my own self-healing, my own, recognition of things, and I took my time, I took my space, and I actually did things right. And yeah. But that whole thing was weird, and everything's wacky, and so forgive me of the 0.0 chance of you coming across this for saying this, but I miss your company. I miss it a lot. I don't know if you could say the same, but I don't really care for that right now. I just know that I miss yours, and it sucks how things had to go. I mean, the year's about to end, and everything's weird. Now I'm just here doing what I can, processing, a lot of healing, and trying my best every day. I have to. I mean, life don't stop for nobody. And oh yeah. It's all confusing. Still, I won't lie. I go through every day thinking, and at times I find myself in the process of helping others and not helping myself, and I try my best to not. And it's tough. And just, I don't know. I want to sound like those fucking Minecraft videos where they give you like crazy advice, but I got no good advice. I mean, my only advice to folk is just do your best in life, It's all anyone can do. And people who are going through like the same stuff I am, it's rough, and it hurts saying that, like, with time everything will be okay, because time feels like your worst enemy right now. Not in a bad sense where you're struggling or fighting with it, but in the sense of thinking. And you feel like you're going through time back and forth. You find yourself going through old stuff to new stuff to recent, and it's strange. Like, the process of things. And I'm not saying I'm going through things I shouldn't. I never do. How do you say? The things I go through are mainly just what my life has come and, like, what it was before. From the days of being a dumb kid walking to the bakery to get my parents some sweet bread in the morning to, middle school band days, and then high school and doing a bunch of shit because I was worried about my career path, not knowing what I want, and to now, where I'm halfway to 30 and I'm about to be, and I still don't have things figured out. And I know no one necessarily does at times, even in my age. You gotta be either extremely fortunate, smart, or just good at everything, or what you do necessarily. But for the most part, not everyone is around my age, and I know that, but I wish I was. And I wish I wasn't so stubborn with sticking with something, because I feel like at this point I probably would have had a really well career path already, in front of me. I'm just stubborn and stupid sometimes. Try my best. I never do things to kind of flex on people because, look at me, I can do all these things. Blah, blah, fuck, no, I don't care. I want the vision that I have always had since I was a kid. The vision of no longer having our family name stuck in the poverty we've been stuck in. To never choose a proper career path, to not make the advances we could have, and have a life of solitude where, whether it's just me or with somebody, but to be happy. I wish for that since I was a kid, just as much as any other kid or person who grew up has. And it definitely gets hard sometimes, because it never seems like it'll play out how you wanted it to be. But I know it takes time. I know it's just, it's there, but it's hard, and you just can't help it sometimes, and it sucks because sometimes you just want to give up. And I'm not talking about the really bad sense, like where you do something you might regret, give up, but I mean more in the sense of sometimes you just don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to try again, and it just gets harder and harder, like a mysterious force pushes you like backwards, and it's a crisis everyone has at some point, even in my age, and I've had them too many times. And sure, I know I keep failing and whatnot, and I keep getting back up every time, but sometimes I question if I can just take a breather, and if it's okay. Because ultimately, I am tired. I just want a second to breathe sometimes, and I just feel like I can't get that, but I'm trying my best to. I'm doing the things I have to. I'm taking the right initiatives and steps, and to say the least, I'm definitely proud of it myself. But I'm aware enough to know that there's gonna be those moments no matter what I do, and it's fine, it just sucks. and holidays and everything doesn't make it any better. Hell, I mean, these are the 3 fucking months that never go right for me. And I don't know, I should have seen it all coming, if I'm being, like, honest. Because this was one of the first years that I felt like, yeah, these 3 months aren't going to be that terrible. Like, it feels okay, and I just kind of let it slip out of my mind. I just regret it. Why is it always these 3 months? I'll never understand. Every single time. It's like I've been cursed. I felt like my entire life. I was cursed to just live absolute hell these months. And then it sucks. But I know, I mean, I'm mainly streaming this just to yap. And I know I am. I mean, that's the point. It's literally live on YouTube too. Which kind of makes me curious about looking at YouTube, but I don't think there's anybody in that chat. Or anyone coming across it. At least I hope not. God forgive if you are. But, no. Said someone was weird. But no. I'm just tired, man. Just to put it plain and simple, no wise words, no big words, no analogies of any sort to kind of explain my issues. I'm just simply tired, and I have an understanding of it all. I don't want to intellectualize the emotions because I feel like doing so is obviously not a smart idea. It never is, but to feel it out is also just, it feels nauseating. I'm going through a lot, and I'm not going to use this as like as a psychiatrist or as like therapy. Whatever I have in mind right now is what I'll keep and take to my grave until I get that appointment going here soon. On Monday. But this is a different type of thing too, before it sounds like I haven't been doing anything else in terms of helping myself like that. I have therapy and such over the phone. This was more just grief counseling specifically, since I didn't know they had a service like that. I figured, fuck it, why not? Oh fuck, I need to drink medicine in a bit too. I need to stay up. I need to eat something so my stomach doesn't get mad at me. But if I really wanted to sound like those YouTube fucking Minecraft people were giving advice, I guess my only piece of advice and like a topic that I can think of that's related to anything like this. I always get annoyed at seeing people type shit out. Like I still get TikToks, for example, of like being like, oh, what's one thing you'd tell yourself the beginning of this year if you could, that like you've experienced now? And it's always a bunch of edgy fucking teenage kids, like 15-year-olds, being like, do not love because you'll get your heart crushed, or you know, fuck all that and blah 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 blah. Stupid bullshit. And it annoys me so much because sometimes they'll share their experience. Like, for example, there was this one kid who went through it, and the person he was with initially, like, he showed a screenshot of the text, and he was like, oh, she still loves me, but is scared to be with me. And so she broke up with me, and this is such fucking bullshit. Like, I fucking hate this, and getting so angry at it, and like saying something like to remind himself to not have gotten with this person. And how upset they were because this person was stepping back, and from the messages you could see that he didn't even try to reason or understand or maybe even like try. And I get why. I mean, he was just going through it, and I think he was just trying his best to accept the reality of the situation. And I'm completely different. Obviously, I fight, and I hate. I don't hate that I do it. It's more of just I feel bad because I feel like I sound like a complete loony when I do it. Like I don't know. Like I sound stupid. And I know I don't. God, I know I don't. But I'll get to that in a second. But to that, like, kid, wouldn't you say it was worth it? You know? Sure, by all means, it fucking blows at the fact that it ends, you know? It sucks. It's the most terrible fucking thing to feel. And no, like, it sucks. It's sad, and amongst all things, it just sucks. But to tell yourself that you would tell yourself at the beginning of the year to not go through with something that was overall beautiful to you. Why? Like, the pain you feel now, the hurt and the confusion, it's all just the love and care you had for that being. Or for that person. I shouldn't call them a being like they're a fucking alien. But it truly is just love and care, and it's beautiful. I mean, relationships to an extent, they're like roses with a bunch of thorns around them. Beautiful, but they're gonna sting at times. People are gonna disappoint you. Your partner's gonna make you, they'll disappoint you at times. Your partner's not gonna meet certain expectations and whatnot, and you know, everyone's different when it comes to all that, and that's fine. I mean, I've learned a lot from it, and I don't regret a single thing. Hell, I mean, obviously, just like anybody else, I definitely wish it was different. And that's completely normal. But to feel like such hate and regret for meeting somebody that you overall loved, like, situational. It is definitely situational, because what if they made your life miserable? What if they made you feel things you never wanted to? Maybe they treated you like shit in between. Who knows? Whatever it is. But say it wasn't like that, and you're just acting, or you're just upset, acting upon the feeling of hurt. I know how it feels. I get it. But is that really any way to act or feel just because, oh, hey, you know, you still love me, but it's difficult right now? To just go and say that you regret it just doesn't make sense. You know your ass did not regret it. Just like anyone else who understands his emotions on this planet, you do it again and again if you could. But my advice to that is just grow up. Grow up and don't just be, I don't know, don't be upset at something ending. It's such a cliche fucking saying, but be happy that it happened. Oh, you don't know what the future holds. Could happen again, it could not, who knows? You know, I ain't no wizard, I ain't no genie, I couldn't tell you. But it annoys me seeing when kids are always like that, being like, oh, I was with somebody and I was in love, but they dumped me and I fucking hate them now. It's like, shut up. Like, if your situation pertains to them cheating, betraying you, making you feel like shit, to an extent you have the right to be upset, for sure. But if things weren't like that, you know, if you struggled in between and you had those normal things that relationships have, then do you have the reason to hate? Or are you just trying to make one up to feel better about yourself, to try to move on by hating? Because that won't get you nowhere. Sure, maybe I'm not old enough to tell you exactly 100% from experience that, you know, that's true. I mean, hell, but I've been alive long enough to know that it won't help you. Which is why I don't even hate the person I was with. I'll never hate them. Sure, you can give me reasons to, but at the end of the day, I understood. You know, and I loved just as much as anyone else would have. And so again, my advice is situational, but just learn to grow up and understand that it's okay to feel what you feel. Hell, it's okay to say some of the things you might not really mean, obviously probably not towards that person. And there's going to be times where things just slip up. Those are just the norm of things, you know. But what's important is that you try and fix it when it comes to that situation. But as for the other part, it's also important to realize, to understand, and to do your best to not let it affect you negatively. Because to use a big word like hate to describe something you loved never makes sense. It was nice. It was beautiful. Just like that sunset right there. Just because it's gone doesn't mean it's fully away. How do you think the moon gets lit? That probably doesn't really make sense. That's just something I remember saying a lot. But anyways, point is, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to be angry. Because God knows you wanted that so bad. You know you would have tried again and again. But to build hate to heal, again, is not going to get you anywhere. So learn to understand your feelings and what happened. Be okay with it. It may take a while. Now, I mean, I'm still here and it still takes me some time. Sometimes it'll never go away, and that's okay. That's grief. And that's what I've been dealing with for a while now. Just know that even if it doesn't go away fully, it'll be a lot lighter, like later on. I know it's not something anyone wants to hear. Hell, even I don't. But it'll be okay. There's no point in hating, and to use it to heal is a fool's game. Trust me, I've lived my life hating and just disliking everything around me solely because I felt like I didn't deserve the simplicity of good, of nice, and anything decent. All because I didn't see myself that way. And so, even now, you could repeat these words to yourself out loud, and you might not absorb them as well as you'd like. I know I don't. It'll take time, it'll be a while, and that's okay. Even now, by telling myself it's okay, it's hard to process. But I'm allowing it to give time, or to let time just pass and do what I have to, not get stuck in any loops, and just try. You're allowed to miss people even after. And that's completely okay. But to all those teenagers writing those things, and even grown-ass adults, just be patient. Try to understand, for fuck's sake. Listen and give it your all. You know, don't go 100 to 110 to 150% just because you really want things to work. They loved you because of the 100 you gave, not the 110, 20, 30 to 40 to even 50. People try so hard to love more when they realize things are going awry, and it just makes things worse. Never fixes them, and never makes them any better, because loving more isn't the solution. It's loving the same and being patient. You know, unless you have a problem with, like, the way you're doing things, then for sure try to change something up, but know that ain't gonna always be your solution. Nonetheless, just I see a lot of things, I read a lot of things, and I've been learning, studying, and trying to understand myself, most importantly. And what I understand about myself is that I'm sad. I mean, simply put, I'm sad. And I'm not just sad at one thing, I'm sad at a lot of things. But I'll keep trying my best. No matter what, I always find a way. Look at that, just a bunch of pixels. Looks so cozy. crazy how I have a lot more. I have a lot of words in mind when I go silent compared to what I say. It's always such an odd phenomenon to me and how the brain works, really, in terms of those matters. But obviously, again, I'm not going to be saying a whole ton that's on mind compared to what I'm actually saying, solely because, I mean, some of it, I mean, is for me only, and I'm going to keep it that way, no matter what. Don't care. Some of it is for professionals to dig through and understand and realize and blah 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 blah. But short end of it all. You know, I might as well just sound like those Minecraft guys that do these videos while they're mining. I mean, those are pre-recorded, obviously. They always remind me of like the format Leafy did with not Subway Surfers, CS:GO Surfing, but in a different context. But maybe I should just get off. That sounds wrong. Maybe I should just get whatever I'm feeling off my chest. I mean, this is going to be like an archive for me and me only. And to whoever finds it, Godspeed. I'm sorry. But going back to that topic, my point of view of all that, when in the format of the question of what I would tell myself at the beginning of the year if after knowing the information I do of this year. Nothing. Probably besides not burning that peak, so I burned back in March. Nothing else. And it's not like I wouldn't tell myself, hey, do this better because maybe this was some sort of downfall and blah blah blah. No. Because at the end of the day, I know I did my best. I did great. Not in a cocky manner either. I did great. I loved every bit of it. Even up till the end. I was happy, I felt free, it was amazing, it was exhilarating, and I enjoyed every single second. And if I knew that those seconds would have ended, it would have probably lasted a lot shorter, because of that idea of feeling like you need to love more, love harder, and do more, when that's not the case. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't do that at all. But I know myself well enough that I get scared and I try to find a bigger solution to it all. But I shouldn't, because the solution isn't within me. I did what I could. I did my best. And I'm happy that I got to. Do I hope for a future? Yeah, but I can't put that in front. And it sucks because, all you want to do is put it in the front. But you need to learn that you can't. Life ain't stopping. You can wait, sure, but you can't let it eat you alive. So, I wouldn't tell myself a thing if I had the ability to from the beginning of this year. And again, it's not because I want to see myself fail or anything of that sort. No. It's because I love genuinely. I cared genuinely. I did everything genuinely. And to give myself some kind of heads up, he would probably lose his genuineness. And I know that sounds like shitty, but it's true. It would lose the genuine factor because of the paranoia that it can probably bring up and everything. But no, and I can sit here acting like I'm okay with it and that I'm finally out of it and blah blah blah. I'm not. Sure, I can handle it better now. Like if some communication was brought forth, I'd be like 1,000% okay, but I would have been 1,000% okay with it within any time within that period. So it isn't any different. But point is, you know, I miss it all. I miss just the company at times too. Just how real everything felt. And I don't regret any of it 1 second. You know, everyone in a relationship, and anyone who's ever been in a relationship knows that there's gonna be those stressful moments and stuff like that, and those were there too, and I'd do it again. Just because that stress and fear and anxiety is what really shows you that someone loves and cares for you. That they are scared enough to not want to lose you. And it's a beautiful thing at the end of the day. Sure, it feels like complete fucking horse shit. Without a doubt. But those things are the reasons, or those things are just this love in disguise, care in disguise, worry and all these other things because you care. And so I don't regret those moments. I wouldn't change them. You know, if I had to change anything, I'd probably change, you know, like taking care of myself more within all that, because I struggled at times to help me because I didn't know how to help me, and it's not because of, you know, where I was at. God, no. It was because I just don't know at times how to help myself. But I'm learning and I'm trying and I'm doing my best. But at the end of the day, the question was already answered. And so, to come back to the present, I miss you a lot. Every day, and not a single second passes where you're not in my mind. And, you know, I hope to an extent that you think of me in that same way. No matter how things ended, I have confidence that you know me well enough to ignore anything that wasn't true. And I'm not using it as a manipulation thing. I just know, I know all of them well enough to know that something circulated and whatnot. But even then at the end, all I did was care. And for that, I don't regret. And so, forgive me for looking like a fool for being here or for even waiting for something. But my words are nothing but the truth. And so I miss you. Every day. I miss you and I allow myself to miss you. Not because it hurts or it makes me worse or I don't try to reset any healing I've done. God, no. I know better. I know well enough. I'm aware enough. And so, I'll continue missing you every day. I don't care if people look at me funny for it or whatnot. What it was real, and it was the best thing out there. And I know you could agree to. And so, I'll be here whenever you need me. Now, maybe you'll never need me, and that's fine too. But even then, I'll still be here, no matter how stubborn or stupid it makes me look. I made a promise to someone really special to me, and I intend to keep that promise, and, I'm sorry for being bad and breaking those, but I ain't going to. So forgive me even on that. Forgive me just as I would you. As even now, just like those naughty little angry kids mad at the world right now because their relationships ended, I hold no grudges. I don't hold hate in my heart. I understood within that first day, but it doesn't mean I didn't feel. And those feelings deserve to be seen, deserve to be heard. And I won't let anything get in the way of, any of that. So, again, forgive me if this all seems stupid, stubborn, or anything of the sort. But I make my own choices just as much as anyone else. And my choice is to wait, to be here. Because again, I made a promise to somebody special to me that I wouldn't leave. I still remember you asking me that night. Just in your soft tone telling me, never leave me, promise me, Art. Pinky promise. Any day of the week. You shout, I'll be there. But I won't let that interrupt my healing either. I'm still trying my best every single day. No matter what. I'm important too. And I know that. I've known that. But again, I don't have a negative feeling towards you. And I understand that I could, but I don't want to, and I'm not going to because I understood everything at the end. I looked into every aspect, angle, feeling, thought, just as I always do. And not once did I ever feel the need to dislike. I still loved, even then, even now. Yeah, as much as this isn't like the smartest thing to tell somebody, especially in this situation, but again, the chance of you being here is less than one. But I'll say it either way. Even now, I still love you and I still care for you. Love doesn't just fade in a month or 2 or 3 or 100. Fuck, it's always going to be there. Especially when you cared a lot about the person. God knows I did. And so, with, a puffed up chest, I say I miss you. I don't miss, not being alone. God, I can deal with that any day. It's not a problem. Trust me, at times I definitely have moments where, the silence gets loud, but that's for me to figure out, and I am. I always have. Never bothers me. So, I don't miss you because I miss the feeling of having somebody there. God, no. I miss you because you were great. You were amazing. We were fun. We were we were cringing free. We were all those things and more. And just, you brought so much into my life just as I brought so much into yours. You showed me things, I showed you things. It was a perfect dynamic. It never felt too much, never felt too low, too heavy. I know at times it felt like one was given more than the other, but it was never like that for me. You were never in a lower pedestal than me and all those things. No. It was perfect in the most unperfect way, or imperfect way. Sorry for the improper grammar. We had our flaws. We still do. We have our flaws, but we accepted them so well and so beautifully that not even a poem itself can describe it the way it should be. It all worked like such an amazing dynamic, or as you taught me to say, and you showed me, it worked like a beautiful symphony. Our music together was just beyond phenomenal, with, unable to find the correct words, and that is something I'm never going to forget. It's something that's never just going to fade from me within a month or two. And again, forgive me for, that stubbornness of mine or the way I feel and think, because I know at times it's, it sucks, especially when, maybe it takes time to understand. And but I don't miss you because I miss somebody there. I miss you because it was you. From your personality to that giddiness to the real part of you that was shown in front of me. Hell, I even miss the sound of those fucking beeps from your Dexcom dying. I miss you for you and your flaws. I don't miss you just for the good. I even miss the things that were hard. You challenged me in the best way possible. To find things that I never thought I'd find or even bothered to look for. And I hope to find things that you never thought you'd find and be worked well together. Hell, more than well. We were so fucking stupid at times too, and that was great as well. But again, like I've told you before, my words have more than the meaning displayed in front of them. They always are going to. So when I say I miss you, it's a lot bigger than I just miss you. When I say I love you, it doesn't just mean I love you. They never come empty. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say from there. So, anyways, I need to eat something, drink some medicine, and go to bed. It's 5 in the morning. I haven't been up this late in 2 days. But again, these are my thoughts. Whoever comes across these, Godspeed and I'm sorry. And if you, I guess, came across these, potentially, you already heard what I said. I miss you. And I wish you nothing but the best. I'll still be here if you need me. And if you don't, that's okay too. But I'm not gonna just leave you. I promise. Pinky promise. And so with that said, have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good morning, New Year's and all. I miss you. And as always,